Okay, thank you so much. First of all, namaskar to everyone. At the outset, I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to organizing committee and just a minute, committee. It's my privilege to be part of this great event. So, my entire presentation is divided into two parts. First, COVID-19 impact on the economy of India and South Africa, and second part, looking for ways to get out of this problem through collective participation of both countries. And here I'm using data based on surveys conducted by various institutions. So, first of all, I'm going with impact on Indian economy. So, as we know that due to COVID-19, the global economy is under threat. All sectors are facing recession. Emerging economies like India and South Africa are also facing the same problem. There is lots of network error with my side. So now, what is the impact of this pandemic of Indian economy and which sectors are more affected? According to FICCI report, the economy of three broad sectors has been impacted. The first one is demand and supply side. Impact of demand side. Tourism, aviation, and hospitality are the worst affected sector in the section. Impact of supply side. So in this section, most affected sectors are pharmaceutical, automobile, electronic, and chemical products. And impact on financial side. This side impacted very well in India due to coronavirus. Even though BSE Sensex dropped over approximately 3,000 points and NSE Nifty dropped by almost 900 points in a single day, and almost 10 lakh crore of market caps was reportedly wiped off due to in the single day fall. So you can be imagine what kind of impact over there. Now I'm coming on impact on international trade. If we talk international trade impact, uh, you all know you all know that China has been major market for Indian products like seafoods and pharmaceutical, germs and jewelry, etc. So outbreak of pandemic adversely impacted exports of these items to China. Only the fisheries sector has faced a loss of more than 1,003 crore due to fall in exports. And India is also exports his 34% petrochemicals to China. And due to exports restrictions to China, petrochemical products are expected to see a price reduction. In this way, we find that almost all sectors, according to this report, has been badly affected. Due to such impact, India's growth projection has been revised down by various rating agencies and organizations, even though ministries of Government of India. The World Bank and rating agencies had initially revised India's growth for FY 2021, with the lowest figure India has seen 3 decades since India's economic liberalization. In the 1990s, World Bank estimated the Indian economy to slow down to 5% in 2020 and sharply decelerate to 2.8% in 2021. Even in worst case scenario, growth would dip to 1.5%. Even now coming CRISIL announced that this will perhaps be India's worst recession since independence. ADB has estimated that COVID-19 outbreak cost the Indian economy alone between $387 million to maybe $29.9 billion. Similarly, OECD has given a figure that India's growth it could be 5.1 to 5.6%, the lower in 2020 to 2021. UNCTAD India's trade impact due to coronavirus outbreak could be about $348 million. Even according to Ministry of Statistics of Government of India, India's growth in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year 2020 it went down to 3.1%, and this drop is mainly due to the coronavirus. And now I'm moving on South African context. Economy has been impacted by COVID-19 pandemic severely. As highlighted by SATID, which is called South Africa Towards Inclusive Economic Development, there are four of declines. The first one is mild decline, which is 0 to minus 10%, and under this, farm agriculture, forestry, fishing, pharmaceutical, hygiene and cleaning, and the health services. So these will be effect very very mild one. The second is moderate decline, which is minus 10% to minus 30%, and under in these, the manufacturing sector come like food and non-alcoholic beverages, petroleum, plastic, real estate, and other support services. And a third is marginal decline, which is 30% to minus 60%. And the most important sector just consider the backbone South African economy is mining and quarrying. And under this, mining is going to be affected adversely. And then textile paper, paper products, wholesale, transport, tourism, education, services are also going to be affected adversely. Then fourth is a severe decline, which is larger than minus 60%. The area of alcohol, tobacco, wood products, rubber products, non-metallic machinery and equipments, even the construction and recreation and other community services have been affected also. And now I'm coming on part to recovery. So we can say that due to COVID-19, both economies had huge impacts on various sectors. Now the question arises that what are the possibilities of its improvement? So let's take a look at the things that both countries have started with each other in the last 1 or 2 years, and if we take it forward, this can make up for the damage caused by the pandemic impact. India is South Africa's fifth largest export destination, fourth largest import origin, and is the second largest trading partner in Asia. Bilateral trade between India and South Africa currently stands at approximately 10 million to 11 million billion dollar, and in the 2016 both countries set a target of their trade and investment to uh, 20 by 2021 is the 20 billion dollar. So I think this is very helpful for both countries in this pandemic situation. South Africa has a great opportunities available for the private sector under Make in India initiative, and the sector can be energy, agro-processing, human resources development, and infrastructure development. Apart from all this, in 2018, there was an ISABS meeting. During the meeting between the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, and South African President, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, there was discussion on how to work together on skill development, health sector, and digitization. And these three areas can be the most effective and important in getting out of the situation where we are in today. If we talk about India's perspective, Make in India policy can also be an option, as well as recently the government of India has announced an Atmanirbhar Bharat, which can be called self-reliant India, to bring this pandemic economy back on track to a great extent. India and South Africa can collaborate, work in agricultural and manufacturing sector. So, by working together in these areas, both countries can overcome the crisis of the economy, can also find new venue of employment for their people, who will help in recovering from this global pandemic and will also strengthen their bilateral relations. As far as alternative perspective is concerned, I think not the conventional perspective, but alternative perspective, which you may call it an evolving perspective. And that perspective will be not to look at economy for the sake of economy itself, but to revive economy for the sake of larger interest of the people of South Africa and India. And for that, that perspective uh, is required is not to think economic revival in terms of individual countries, particular sector, rather sectors as a whole, so that both the countries can be mutually benefited and can develop their various sectors in totality. That's why I'm of the opinion that the best strategy will be evolving perspective. The perspective demands and that there is a need to join hands together, keeping their vested interests aside, keeping their long international relation mind. If both the countries work together, then this pandemic period definitely prove a boon in the post-pandemic period, where the economic prosperity is going to be very very bright. So thank you so much once again. It is my whole presentation, and thank you giving me a chance. And over to Dragna.